Oh, more body horror. Already. Great. Listen, I know it's animated, but jeez. Hello, Internet. I'm Ren, and I want to talk about Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 2, I Have No Bones, Yet I Must Flee. The title is a nod to the sci-fi story I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and the episode is another fantastic addition to the series that pokes fun at Trek in all the right ways while still giving us an engaging story, or three, since there's kind of three distinct subplots happening here, with Mariner and Ransom, Boimler and his quarters, and Rutherford and a new rival. I love the combination of goofy and sincere that we get from Lower Decks, and it's in full force here. The character and relationship growth we've seen over the seasons is really satisfying, and it's definitely interesting to see the Lower Decks gang adjusting to being ever so slightly higher decks. Alright, so let's get into it. From this point onward, look out for spoilers for Star Trek Lower Decks up to this episode. You have been warned. We open the episode on a Romulan ship, and like the Klingon ship at the close of the premiere, the crew is bickering and going about their mundane duties.
Oh, please, don't make me scoff. Your plans are barely even schemes.
You wouldn't know a scheme from a conspiracy!
Until they aren't.
Oh, an alert!
They encounter the same mysterious little ship we saw at the close of the season premiere, and it disables their ship in the same way it did the Klingons, and they are destroyed in the same way, and all that's left is debris. Again, we don't see any bodies, so I'm wondering if the crews of these ships are just being snatched or something. Otherwise, man, that's dark. We return to the Cerritos where Shax and Ransom are doing Beverly and Troy-style exercises while wearing exact replicas of their little tights and bodysuit outfits. I love it. I adore the gender-flipped element, and this might be one of my favorite Trek references in the whole show. They even do the exact same stretches that Troy and Crusher did. I mean, come on. They talk about Shax's relationship difficulties with T'Ana while they stretch, and Shax asks about the new lieutenants.
How's it going with the new lieutenants?
Good. Except for Mariner.
Mariner overhears what seems to be Ransom's scheming and feels betrayed.
I've got her right where I want her. She thinks she knows the score, but trust me, she won't be my problem for long.
Meanwhile, Shax and Ransom are going to get sundaes after their workout.
Hot fudge sundaes after this?
Oh, yeah.
Haha! Cheat day!
I can't. I love it. The Lower Decks gang are packing up their bunks to move to their new quarters, and it's definitely a bit emotional. After all, we've seen them in these funny little bunks for 3 seasons now.
I'm even gonna miss the dent I made from all the times I slammed my head on the ceiling during a red alert. Goodbye, Denty.
Mariner is angry about Ransom's machinations and thinks she's going to get demoted.
Ransom's just gonna knock me back down to ensign anyway.
He promoted you last week.
I just heard him bragging to Shax that he's messing with me.
Rutherford questions why Ransom would do that.
Wait, is he dumb or playing mind games?
Well, who cares? I'm not falling for it.
But Mariner has already made up her mind that if she gets demoted, it's going to be on her terms.
I'm gonna talk back, break the rules, crack some inappropriate jokes in front of an ambassador. When I get demoted, it'll be because I earned it.
Boimler and Tendi remember that Rutherford wasn't actually promoted with them.
You guys go ahead, I'm still a lowly ensign.
I totally forgot you didn't get promoted with us. You exude Lieutenant Junior grade energy.
But he resolves to get a promotion that day and join them.
Tendi, don't worry, I'll just get a promotion today so I can join you guys.
I don't know if it's that easy.
I just have to do some amazing engineering. How hard can it be?
And we get a shot of their bunks empty and powered down. It definitely gave my heart a little squeeze. Ransom asks Mariner to take an ensign under her wing on an away mission. Poor Gary. We know immediately this guy's gonna suffer. Mariner fills Gary in on the mission.
Today we're dealing with a classic menage.
Menage?
A menagerie.
Well, it's basically just a big-ass alien zoo full of aliens run by another alien. This one scooped up a couple of humans by accident, so we gotta bust them the out.
They've gotta rescue some humans from a menagerie because they're just always getting caught up by those darn alien menageries.
See.
Menageries are always capturing humans, then turning them back over to Starfleet.
Mariner is weirdly casual with Ransom to try and get demoted.
Let's just get in the shuttle.
Wait, when you're Lieutenant JG, you can call him Jack?
I always call him Jack because, socially we're equals.
She also drives the shuttle like a maniac and almost crashes it into the station, but Ransom isn't playing her game.
Was that nice and easy enough?
That was some great piloting.
Gotta respect the effort on his part because she's really pulling out all the stops. The station is run by Narj, a plant guy who has a hard time distinguishing non-plant guys. Same. Ransom keeps being pleasant and encouraging to Mariner while she continues to fixate and self-sabotage.
But don't worry, I brought my best team with me. We'll be out of your leaves lickety-split.
His best team? What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Gary's picking up on the weird vibe and doesn't really know what to do about it, the poor guy.
I'm having a little trouble decoding the dynamic here, but I'd really like to be left out of it.
Mariner hassles Narj about the ethics of the menagerie, but nothing is getting under Ransom's skin.
Human, which means calling bullshit when I see it.
Narj does not understand. Narj abides by Federation law.
Don't worry about it. She's a firebrand, but I trust her with my life.
Back on the Cerritos, Boimler finds his new room, but it's right by one of the nacelles, and he's absolutely blasted by the light of the engines.
Redness! Seared like tuna steaks!
Rutherford tries to impress Billups, but he's outdone again.
0.05.
0.05? That can't be right.
Well, it wasn't easy, but with a little ingenuity.
No, I mean it can't be right because a few minutes ago Ensign Livick decreased the vibration by a factor of 0.06.
And again by Livick, a random new guy.
I just hope those adjustments can apply to the Billups tubes.
The what now?
Ensign Livick figured out how to add a third tube without triggering a Heisenberg collapse.
A third tube?
Yeah, and he named it the Billups tubes.
Shax helps Boimler find new quarters, but he's wedged right between two holodecks with poor soundproofing.
Why is there a room between two holodecks?
And we are all treated to the sound of Ta'ana being an absolute freak in the Robin Hood simulation.
You ready to get disgusting?
Has that ever stopped you before?
We must make haste to the castle to save the Maid Marian. Ow! What are you doing? Shut your face.
I'm Robin Hood now. Toodly-doo. Shax, hold him down.
You've already hurt him pretty bad.
Kick his head.
A cat has stolen my hat and arrows.
Personally, I love the Robin Hood episode of TNG, so this reference was still welcome.
Sir, I protest. I am not a merry man.
Boimler ends up trying to set up into Jeffrey's tube, the tragic little fella. Narj is working on freeing the humans.
Moopsie.
Oh, the Moopsie is free!
The Moopsie is on the loose, and it turns out it sucks out your bones like the bone vampire in Futurama. Ransom calls out Mariner on her insubordination because he thinks she released the Moopsie.
What's your problem?
Do I really have to say it?
Wait, you think I let that thing out?
You've been pulling insubordinate crap all day.
Oh, that is rich!
And Mariner calls Ransom out right back.
Ew.
Wait, why would I want to demote you?
Gee, I don't know. How about our entire working relationship?
What? I'm a good boss!
You stabbed me in the foot with a battle blade. You turned into a giant head and tried to eat me. You tried to trick me into messing up on that space elevator.
That was an orbital lift.
And makes some compelling points.
And then, after you promised you would believe in me, I heard you tell Shax in the gym that I wasn't going to be your problem anymore.
All I meant is that you're not going to be my problem because I'm not going to take the bait with your insubordination.
But Ransom explains what he said to Shax and how he's refusing to let Mariner self-sabotage and manipulate him into helping, so that's why she won't be his problem anymore. Okay. And we do get an actually nice moment between them.
I do not try to get demoted.
What have you been doing all day?
No, I was... why would I do that?
I don't know, but I'm sorry to say you still have my unwavering support no matter how hard you make it.
I didn't let the Moopsie out.
I believe you.
But Gary is absolutely done.
Thank you.
I'm glad you two worked your whole thing out, but can we maybe focus on the bone-drinking monster this plant guy probably set loose?
You accuse Narj of Moopsie freeing? Narj would never do such a thing!
The poor dude is at his limit, and he upsets Narj by accusing him of releasing the Moopsie, which ultimately breaks in and immediately eats Narj. Poor Narj. They lock the Moopsie in the station's control room, and the Moopsie sends it hurtling towards the planet. Mariner has a plan to sacrifice herself to save them, but Ransom sacrifices some teeth to bait the Moopsie instead.
That thing wants bones? We'll give it bones.
Oh, you're a genius!
To which I say, oh god, oh no.
I should have been an outpost scientist.
Yeah!
And Gary regrets his life choices. Me too, Gary. Me too. Livick is just about to get promoted, and Rutherford reveals he turned down lots of promotions because he wanted to stay with Tendi in lower decks.
Man, now I wish I hadn't turned down all those promotions.
Sorry, what?
You know, for saving the Cerritos from the Paclids and the Rubidoux from the space jellyfish, stuff like that.
Wait, why did you turn them all down?
Because I didn't want my own room where I wouldn't be near you.
He thinks he can't retroactively accept his promotions, but Tendi literally just asks, and boom, lieutenanted.
Can Rutherford have his promotion for that time he removed the hull?
Oh, sure. Sorry, Livick. Maybe next time.
Wait, I can just ask for stuff I deserve?
I guess.
Rutherford! Rutherford!
So cute.
Rutherford! And also Tendi!
Livik is understandably peeved, though. He did seem to work pretty hard today. Back on the station, Ransom and Mariner successfully trap the Moopsie. They also discover it was the humans in the menagerie that actually released the Moopsie.
Let's get these humans out of here. Starfleet security can figure it out.
Well, at least it wasn't our fault.
Hey, that umbrella is upside down, yeah? Did you f***ers rewire the Moopsie door? You could've got us all killed!
They had some kind of capitalist scheme after realizing what a lucrative attraction they are, and planned to kill Narj and take control of the station. Instead, they get left in timeout in the menagerie until someone else can pick them up. Ransom gets his teeth regenerated, and we get another nice moment between him and Mariner.
Trust me, Mariner. You're gonna be a great officer. Just like me.
Boimler and Rutherford decide to be roomies now that he's been promoted, and they end up next to the nacelle again, and Boimler looks about ready to die. But Rutherford literally just adjusts the viewports, and the light is gone. Boim's in his needless struggles. Boimler finds another red alert headbang dent on his new bed, and already feels at home. It looks like we're going to have to wait till next episode or longer for a follow-up on the mysterious ship-destroying device, though, but it is a fascinating setup for a longer storyline and certainly creates a compelling mystery. Overall, this was definitely one of the sillier episodes, and I think it mostly worked pretty well. The stuff with Mariner and Ransom was a nice progression for their characters, although I thought the scene where they, extract his teeth was painful to watch, and I hated it. They're really just going so hard on the body horror this season, it seems. And with the Moopsie, too. Don't get me wrong, I loved the Moopsie. It's so cute. I want a plushie so bad. It could be friends with my mooncake plushie from Final Space, which I'm still so mad was canceled. The subplot with Boimler's room woes was incredibly fun, especially since we haven't seen a lot of the low-ranking crew quarters other than the bunks, so they found a new way to make them still horrible. It just adds a little more texture to the world of the non-bridge officers, and I liked that. With Mariner and Ransom's conflict, I do think the explanation for Ransom saying Mariner wouldn't be his problem anymore was pretty bizarre and didn't make sense, but I don't care because I'm obsessed with that gym scene. The Robin Hood jokes also made me ugly laugh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go kill the sheriff of Nottingham for being a little f***face.
Also, it's extremely precious that Tendi and Rutherford praise people behind their backs. They're so wholesome.
Because then we can get back to praising people behind their backs. I think Boimler's gonna be a great lieutenant.
Man, I've just really missed this show, and I'm so glad it's back. That scene with the bunk lights turning off as the gang moves on to the next era in their careers was surprisingly moving, and I love watching our little animated goofballs come into their own. I'm super stoked for what the rest of this season holds for them. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments section down below. Which of the 2 episodes released this week did you enjoy more? Like, share, and subscribe for more videos. See you next time. Wiedersehen.